most likely if you grew up, you had Pop-tarts at some point in your childhood. So today was the first day of school, university for me. I do not go as a student, I actually work there. And so we just started today. We had our first day of classes, and I'm so glad that I'm not on the other end as a student. I mean, it was fun being a student, but now I don't have to worry about turning in exams and all that. I just kind of am on the other side. So anyways, I wanted to make Pop-tarts for back to school. In the spirit of starting the first day of school, I wanted to make Pop-tarts. So let's go ahead and get started with that. I am going to make these gluten-free today, and I'm going to have the recipe prepared for you guys. So let's go ahead and get to it. 1.5 cups of gluten-free flour. Don't you just love it when people make videos and they get right into the video? You don't have to wait like 5 minutes to get to the recipe. I know how it feels, guys. So I'm just gonna dive right in. 1.5 cup of all-purpose flour. I mean, gluten-free flour. gluten-free flour. I'm using Bob Mills. And then I want 1/2 cup of tapioca flour. This is gonna really make the Pop-tarts really soft. And these are gonna be oil-free. So we're gonna make that childhood favorite, but we're making it a little healthy. We're making this a lot healthier. So we've got our flours in here, and then we're going to need some baking powder. I'm gonna do the smallest, so these spoons, the measurements I've washed off, but I'm thinking this is about 1/2 or 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder. Throw that in there, and then we're gonna throw in some sugar. You can use date sugar, maple sugar, coconut sugar. I'm gonna do, let's see, I'm gonna do a little over 1/4 cup, because I've done it with 1/4 cup before and it wasn't sweet enough, so I'm gonna do like a heaping 1/4 cup. Yeah, there we go. You can also put some vanilla in here. I don't really have any vanilla, so I'm just gonna skip it, but throw that in there as well. Now, my favorite Pop-tarts growing up were the strawberry unfrosted ones and the brown sugar ones. The brown sugar ones always like tasted more like a dessert to me, but they were so good. Okay, so now I've got 2 bananas that I chilled in the fridge, preferably overnight. And so I'm just gonna go ahead and cut these into the dough. And this is going to, oh gosh, did I just? This is going to act as the butter. So this is a kind of a messy process. Are you ready to get your hands dirty? Because you're about to get your hands dirty. This dough needs to actually chill in the fridge for about 2 hours. But because I'm on limited time, because I'm a working gal, I'm gonna go ahead and just do it as is. Now, it's gonna be a little tougher. I'm gonna have to add a lot more flour to work with the dough because it's gonna be a lot more sticky. But I would say take some parchment paper, work with that, and then take the same parchment paper and use it to bake on. So I think instead of like trying to roll out a dough, I'm just gonna take pieces of the dough and kind of shape like a square, and then put, you know, put squares on top of squares and seal them together. So yeah, this gets really messy, guys. So don't be afraid to get your hands dirty with this. It's worth it. It's delicious, super yummy. So Pop-tarts aren't one of the things that tempt me a lot, you know. Since going off refined sugars years ago, I'm kind of used to it. I'm kind of used to just, you know, looking at things that I may have liked way, you know, a long time ago, and just kind of being able to say, no, it's okay, I'll pass. All right, so I'm going to take my parchment paper out. I'm going to create some squares. I've got some some blueberry jam that I made that I want to use in these, but there we go, got a nice dough. And so now I am going to, you want 2 ripe bananas, that makes a difference. Let me get, I'm going to take out the parchment paper, and this same parchment paper is going to go in a pan. Got my jam. which I already used like half of it, so I don't have much of my blueberry jam left. I'm just gonna take a piece. Don't take it too big. Just gonna take a piece and kind of roughly shape it. It doesn't have to be a perfect square because I'm gonna go over it with my knife. This is the easiest way if you don't want to chill the dough in the fridge, is to do it this way. And then I'm gonna take a spoon. I'm gonna load this baby with jam. Oh my gosh, I'm totally out of my blueberry jam. Almost completely out, guys. I'm just gonna kind of place. Now you want to roll out the dough. I'm kind of making these kind of too big. So this one is probably going to be super thick. So I'm gonna make sure with the rest of them that I just take a small piece of the dough and kind of flatten it out. Just a small piece. That one was huge. That'll be my huge, chunky blueberry one. These are going in the oven. They look a little weird, but everything will come together. These are going in the oven, and I will show you how they look when they finish. And here, look at that. Pop-tarts. Oh my gosh. Super duper duper good. I want to show you guys. Like just look at that. You know what I'm saying? Look at that. This is a Pop-tart, guys. This is a Pop-tart. Put a healthy spin on it. Gluten-free. Totally delicious and healthy. Hope you guys will make these because they are worth making. Let me tell you. And look at this. So good. I wish I could have showed you the blueberry jam in the middle. Oh my gosh. And anyway. This is super good, guys, and I cannot believe he made such a nice, like, dough with bananas and gluten-free flour. Go figure. The recipe will be down in the description box, and I will see you guys later. I love cooking with you guys, and I will continue cooking with you guys because it's something I like to do. So, if you think you like these videos and you haven't subscribed yet, consider it. It's free. I sound like I'm trying to sell you something. Okay guys, I will see you later. They're so pretty, and I put just some of these sprinkles just for decoration on top. Now time to dig into some more.